Hey, welcome everybody. Tonight's show is canceled. No. This is CBSI Presents Tales from the Flipside, number 61. And if you don't know what a comic book is, hit us up, comicbookinvest.com. Daily articles, breaking news, email alerts, and if you're on Facebook, search for us, Comic Book Speculation and Investing. We have our community page. We're on Instagram. If you have a phone, you can find us. If you have a computer, you can find us. Boys, introduce yourselves.
We'll find you.
Right. I'm sorry, Dino. Tonight we're gonna talk about a C2E2 recap. Once the Stein shows up, show off some pickups as usual, and talk some other stuff. I know big topic of the day is this Hulk 1 in 25 fiasco. So stay tuned.
Fucking Marvel.
All right, I'm Dino, Forgotten 5 Comics, and we bought big books today. We bought a lot of books. And I'll talk about that later in our pickups.
Scotty Too Hottie coming in from Philly. Can't wait for this fucking warm weather, man. I'm tired of this spring/winter mix.
I just want to hit the links, bro.
Yeah, dude, I'm dying.
So you guys just gotta head out my way, and we'll get all those links out of the way down here.
You're a little too hot out there, bro.
Yeah.
I don't like the cold, but I hate the heat.
Wrestling season coming up. We gotta head out to Arizona and cut some weight.
There we go, man. Brian McClay out here got the major sickness that I blamed the chat crew from last week on the Garbage Pail Kid gum. So
Forgot about that.
I blame you guys. I did eat it. There is a video of me opening a pack of Garbage Pail Kids and being egged on to eat the gum, and I did do it, and I blame that for the migraine. So thank you, Flipside chatters.
Well, I wasn't here, so
Yeah, me either.
Sorry about that, man, but it was worth watching.
Yes, it was.
That was an epic crunch.
Yeah.
John Z from me, and had a good week in Boiler Country, so go Boilermakers. And I had a little bit of pickup envy from the books that you guys have been doing the past couple months, so I went a little balls out today, so that should be good.
Balls out. What's up, guys? It's Brian, Superman's Comics. I'm going to say it. Florida State's going to upset Gonzaga.
Ooh.
At least that's
Go Noles.
Yep, go Noles. But, yeah, good week. Internet was down last week, but it's back up now, so glad to be here.
You got to pay that bill, bro.
I know.
Pay that bill.
That West Coast internet crept over here.
That old Matty DeVoe internet.
Yeah.
And
Gotta go Windex those solar panels.
So you're leading the way there, Paul. What's on the outline?
This blank page we're all looking at. Well, I think we're going to start off with some pickups.
Oh, good. Ben's here. The show saved.
Zionist entered the chat. What 9-8 is in the background tonight? Oh, it's serious. He's taking his coat off.
Oh, dang. Oh, dang.
He's Mr. Roger.
Oh, let's see. Oh, he's got like a Batgirl back there.
Yeah, it looks like is that an art term?
Middleton.
I can't wait for the still of this video, and it's going to be Stein again, like it always is.
You know, his eyes looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
Does YouTube just automatically pick something for the still?
I don't know.
Because it'd be hilarious if you got to choose.
Going on. That red eye flight beard.
Pickups. Who wants to go first?
Z's been chomping at the bit.
Come on, Z. Let's go.
I want to know what's going on.
All right.
The dono train. Let's go, boys.
All right, that was a good book. Next.
All right. A variety of things. I hit pretty much every genre this week. So
let me pull out my Spanish dictionary. Hold on.
Google Translate.
I take it back. No foreigns this week. I did all those last week. So
I'm Filipino, man. All these Filipino variants.
I did get foreigns in, but I'm gonna save that for a separate post because
Donde está Espatico?
If you like the Spider-Man books, I got a big old lot of them in. I'll show them off on a separate video.
Okay, let's go.
First one of today. Picked up a Mary Marvel #1.
Nice.
Seeing a lot of kind of movement in her books. I don't know if she appears in the movie or not. I imagine that she does, but either way, I think the Shazam family's kind of getting some heat, and this is just kind of a nice little book at a pretty cheap price compared to a lot of things you can buy.
So, what year is that book?
This is
47.
1945.
So you guys know more than me.
Okay.
So are there years and ages of comics? You set parameters of the grades that you would accept, and that you would. So for that book, like a 3.5 is what, like amazing, middle ground. Like obviously it's not
Probably middle of the road.
9.8.
Yeah,
So
On this particular book, I don't know.
I wonder if that's maybe a separate topic of like ages of books or years versus in comparison to what grades you should expect or chase.
I don't think it's the age. I think it's the desirability and the scarcity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a book like Punch 12. You sell me a 0.5, I'll take it all day.
Me too.
Because you cannot find it.
Well, Black Cat Mystery. I mean, it just depends what kind of books are out there. I mean, you know.
Speaking of that, boy, did you see that sale last week?
What'd
that end at?
32 and change.
What was that, like a 1.8?
They said it was a 1.5 to 1.8.
Wow.
Fire.
I went, that was crazy. But exactly, a book like that everybody wants, you buy whatever grade you can find.
Yep.
So you might reprint for 500.
We're very Marvel. I've seen some 6s and 8s. There were some 8s on, I don't know if it was Heritage or Comic Link last month. They sold, but they did not go crazy. I think that book is a little later Golden Age, so there's just more.
Yeah, like Blacko says, when it comes to Golden Age, whatever you get, man, whatever you can get.
When you said 32 and change, is that 32,000?
3,200.
Okay.
3,200.
Where the last sale on GPA was a 2.5, and I think it was 18. I should know it because it might have been mine. So. One more from the Golden Age. This is kind of a rare book, hence I paid for a real low grade copy. There we go. Front page number 1, Front Page Comics number 1 from 1945.
That's cool.
It is not the first, but it's considered one of the first kind of horror covers. So, there's a little bit of debate on the topic. I think it ended up losing, but it's also just one of those pretty highly collectible ones. Not a lot of them out there. I've not seen any in real grade come to market in a while.
What's a grade 1.8?
This is a 1.8.
Okay, good. There you
go. I know Cuervos had a 1.5 that he sold. I paid a little less than that, so I felt okay. But this book doesn't pop up, so it's if you're a pre-code collector, this is kind of one of those cool ones to get in your collection.
Yep.
This is a little more common book, but I love the reason I bought it is a little bit of a unique reason. Bought myself a Secret Wars 8, 9.8. Nice. I actually sprung for it because I just bought a 9.8 not very long ago, but I really wanted the red label.
The red label's dope, man.
Yeah. For those of you that maybe are new to collecting, when CGC first opened, probably the first year and a half, they had the old style labels, which you see pretty commonly, but the moderns
were red. Yeah, the regular were
red.
blue.
And so it's just a red border. I think that's a topic of discussion for later. Is there a subculture of people collecting these? People are collecting price variants. People are collecting other things. You got to think for the first year CGC probably graded.
Here's
what they've at this point.
I would say there's a market for them because for a fact those books weren't pressed.
Yeah.
I don't think people care so much about the label for CGC.
I don't. Well, I think more just because that red was such a very small window of time and a very select number of books. It's got to be a copper age book, to be a key, and it had to be slabbed in that first year. So I don't. I mean, I know the old ones are viable for pressing. My gut says there's a little niche of people buying those red labels just because you can't get them.
Those cases suck, though.
They're still better than some of the ones. They're still better than some of the CBCS cases.
Not better than the new one. I mean, CGC is they definitely hit the nail on the head with that new case.
But on the plus side, this one is in a bag and stuff, so it is not all scraped up like a lot of BC from back then.
It's got that Comic Link sticker on it.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Why did they put that stupid sticker right on the case?
I don't.
Oh, it's stupid.
Yeah, that's a pisser, but whatever.
It's a badge of honor, man.
This one is a book of the week topic.
Hey.
an Untamed #1 variant, 1 in 10, 9,
Pump
8.
and dump that shit, bro.
Is that from that Will Smith movie on Netflix called Bright?
Dude, that movie's good.
That movie is good.
I like that.
I don't know. I've been supporting the guys with Stranger forever. That's actually my second 9/8, so I just bought it thinking we've never seen a direct comic adaptation from HBO. So if it happens, that could be.
I do want to put a point in with those, especially with those Stranger books. A lot of them are scuffed on the back, so 9/8s are very hard to get.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the population or the census on that variant?
High.
It was under 10 when I looked a couple weeks ago. When I bought that, it was under 10. I have seen
pretty much.
In.
I have a whole stack of Niobe shit, and all of them are scuffed on the back.
I went through a half box of Stranger books last week, and I sent Sean one book to press that maybe had a shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is I don't know. Just supporting the guys. I think that book is an interesting one. It may result in nothing, but we have never seen HBO directly do a comic.
No, and I don't know if anybody's really read the story. It's good.
So
I got that hardcover, the Kickstarter hardcover. It's pretty good. I would recommend it. Not just hype.
No, I agree. So I'm trying to get a hardcover to read some more of it. I've seen bits and pieces of single issues, but
if you want, I'll mail you mine so you could read it.
I would not turn you down.
All right, we'll work it out.
This next one is a double hitter, and I got to thank my boy Tim Walker for this one. He made a deal happen and found me two.
Oh my Lord!
Avatar.
Jeez.
Damn you!
So 298 Goon 1 avatars.
If you want to sell one, let me know.
I'm not dying to. But he hit me up. He found a guy who worked at Avatar long ago and had a couple copies, and he wanted to make a deal. So for those of you not familiar, there's three kind of #1s in Goon world. There's the Avatar. There's the Albatross, which was his own kind of publishing company, and then later Dark Horse bought it and printed it again. Now there's the 20th anniversary ones because it was the Goon at 20th anniversary. So I thought it was a good time to grab them.
Is that the rarer one?
This is the first one, the rarer one. The only other book kind of on the same pace of pricing is the Dreamwalker Zero is pretty high, and those don't come up in 9/8 very often. And the other book kind of on the radar is that Bestsellers, which is a Powell book where he did kind of a prototype character for the Goon, called it Monster Boy.
So Ben commented and said Our Flag 5 is their first one, and Front Page is the second for horror. So
who did Ben see?
Yeah, Ben see. Yeah. So you can take that to the bank.
I did not claim it is. I just said it was one of the early ones.
Well, he knows.
And then this last one is actually probably my favorite result I've had in years. It's a book I've actually had in my collection. I crossed it over. It was the last one, was the one that got pressed. And my Doom Patrol 99, which was a CBCS 8.0, got pressed and resubmitted, and it is now a whopping 9.4.
Is there a 9.8?
There's one low 9.8, a handful of 9.6s, and a couple 9.4s. Only 12 at 9.4 or better.
Yep. Wow. That's a hard book, man. At the blue cover and everything, man, and they just get beat, man.
I think the issue that CBCS knocked me down is they said it was sun faded, but I think ultimately what it is, because I look, there's a color gradient on this book. I think it's more just the ink and, printing consistently that dark purple, because there's not fading in the other colors. And I think CBCS just hadn't seen enough, and CGC maybe has, because it's not faded. It's just parts are darker than others, and it's not really a consistent fading scenario.
Could have just been a little dry ink on the press.
Yeah, I mean it's still dark and crisp. It's just blue versus purple. So that for those of you who know me and follow, I've been a huge proponent of this book. I don't have nearly the copies I used to, but I'm very happy to have this one. And now I'm done. I'm going home.
Good night, everybody.
I'm drinking the rest of the show.
Gluten-free whiskey.
I'll go next. I just got one.
Okay.
Just one big one.
Oh,
It's not a
God.
comic, but
That's what they all say.
It is a comic.
Ah, that's so nice.
It's got to go mute.
Damn it! I hit the
There
mute
you go.
button. I just got it back from getting framed. It's
Nice.
friggin' amazing.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
That is
So,
beauty.
so the Metallica you said is like silver.
yeah, it's like metal. It's actually screen printed, so I kind of a little special for me since I do screen printing. I mean, I don't think I could do something like this, but
That's
it is
beautiful.
fucking amazing. Yeah, the metallic is all metallic ink, metallic silver, and then it's like neon orange, neon green.
Is it a black light?
I don't think so. And then a few weeks I'll have another something to accompany her by.
That's awesome. Those were like limited to what, 100?
100, yeah. Yeah, they sold out in minutes.
All right.
And
I can
that's
go
all
next.
me.
I'll go next real quick. Just to jump on something that Z was saying, how I react to the Goon stuff. I'm a big fan of Goon. I just haven't picked up any of those Avatar ones, but two other books that that are early appearances are this Avatar Illustrated. You see that, and there you go.
Nice.
And that's one of them. Another one.
So what's that cover? Well, we'll go back though. What's that cover? What book is this?
It's Avatar Illustrated, summer 1999.
I have never actually had that one. I've had all the others.
It's like
And
a X23-esque on there.
Yeah, it is. It actually is a very close rendition to X23.
Full moon cover too.
Yeah, and it's very tough to get in high grade because it's a black cover and it's not a book that people held in high grade. And this is another one. This is not as nice as the Dreamwalker Zero. It's the Dreamwalker Carousel #1. And this one has a little preview in the back of. There you go.
Oh, Carousel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's funny that you said that, Z, because I just picked up a new couple, about 1,000 of the Mylars and the Mylights and the fullbacks, and I was just going through some of my PC stuff and putting it away, and those are kind of sitting there. But I want to talk about people sending stuff through eBay. Our favorite thing to complain about, people being idiots. And I've been really hit by the idiot bug lately to a point where I'm creating a template. Yeah, I'm creating a template just to send these people and you know, try not to be an asshole as much as possible. But
It's hard, man.
This is one of those books that I pick up every time I see it for cheap. It's really tough to get. It's X-Men and Captain Universe, and it's a numbered book that they did especially for, like, you send it in and you got your name put on it, and then they made the book, and you waited like 6 months for them to make the book, and they sent it to you. And this is a very tough book to get, very tough to get any decent grade. And you can see this one. There you go. And it's got a really dope Greg Hildebrandt cover, or the Hildebrandt brothers covers, and you can see this little bubble here. It says,
"Oh, that is nice."
It says the Awesome Enigma Force selects John McDonald. So the guy's name is John McDonald to battle Mutant Monster Menace, and then the back has this, cool black cover with the Captain Universe. But you can see it's a black cover. It's very hard to get in good grade. It's like when you open it up, it's got this special. This one's trash, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. But you can kind of see the serial numbers like on each page there.
It's the original print to order.
Yeah, and this guy,
Stan Lee looked like a porn star in that 70s porn star in that photo.
It's got this really cool. The Hildebrandts were doing all the cards and stuff at the time, and it's got this really cool fold out poster for the Hildebrandts, and it's like a special type of paper stock. So. So anyways, this guy decided to send it.
Oh, Jesus.
I got it in the manila envelope.
Nice. It says you're not Ben, though. So that's good.
I mean, you can't fault the guy.
So then he got it in this, right? But here's what killed me. Yeah. So, but here's what kills me the worst: no bag and board, no nothing.
Oh.
Takes the comic and puts it in between this. I don't even know what this is.
Oh, ow!
Oh, it's like a laminated sheet thing.
Yeah, and completely trashed. Yeah, it was $4, but it was a comic that I was hoping that would come in decent condition and could be something cool that you could check out. So,
there's a couple nice articles on our website about how to ship some books. So, maybe you could save yourself some. You don't have to ship them anything. Just email them on eBay and say, hey, I appreciate you trying. But here's what you should have done, and here's what you should do for future customers.
I'll tell you what.
I have no patience for shitty shipping.
If you're gonna get shitty shipping, it almost needs to be on an old book because those books from like the 70s and 80s are just more resistant.
You know what they are? You know what those books are? They're like a drunk person falling. They don't get hurt. They just go with it.
They bend, but they don't break.
So I went back to to my local comic shop and went through a couple more of those boxes, and I picked up the first Droid series, the Star Wars Droid series. So that was pretty cool. I love that series. I'm a huge Star Wars person, and this is just some of the weirdest looking Star Wars art and weirdest stuff.
Yeah,
because that is C-3PO and R2 for the people out there that don't know.
I don't know why they look.
They look like
C-3PO can bend his arms like that.
That C-3PO looks like from the thing, the girl from Spaceballs.
Yes. That's exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if they got it from that. And then I picked up 3 books on eBay, and this was before the news came out about the Venom stuff. So I picked up this because it was cheap, and I guess this book is going up because of the Agent Venom stuff. I don't know why it's going up, but this book is
Agent Venom rumored series, I believe, cartoon or something.
And then I picked up 2 cool Kirkman books. You guys know I'm a big Battle Pope fan. This is one of the books I pick up every time I see it. The original Funkatron Battle Pope, which is Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore's first work. They self-published this, and it's on the Funkatron. The Funkatron is their label, so this is the first thing they ever did.
Was that you, Brian, who was telling a story about you were at a con and you brought up Battle Pope because he was, Walking Dead, saturation. You're like, can you sign or sketch this Battle Pope? And his eyes kind of lit up.
Yeah. And that was really cool to me. So I picked these up, like I said, anytime. This is one of the books that got me back into comics. I was going to school I was a theology major down here in the Valley, and I was going to school, and it's getting towards the end, to get my bachelor's and this and that. And I walked into a store and a comic store just to waste some time, and I saw a Battle Pope trade on the or a Battle Pope, the image version on the thing. So, and just kind of reignited my love for these old Funkatrons that I had hidden away. So, and then I picked up one of the Agents, the first Walking Dead preview.
Yeah, like that. There's another one, Agents and something else.
Capes.
Was that?
Yeah, Capes.
Yeah. Were they the same month release? Agents and Capes?
Yep. And for those that are looking through like old dollar boxes and you see these old image books, a lot of them have previews of really cool stuff in the back. So you'll find previews of a lot of the hot books that are in there now in the back of these old image books that are just like books that never made it off the ground and stuff. So, but that's for the comic stuff. And real quick, I did, after doing the Garbage Pail Kids things last week, I went and picked up a couple of unopened packages, and I was lucky enough, the guy sent me the end of the box. And for those of you who don't know, this is how Topps football and Topps cards used to come in these boxes, these cardboard boxes. And Stein, you should know this, the black X on the front, this is the same thing. Yep, this is the same as ripping off the first half of the cover. So if you didn't sell your boxes, if you were a card shop owner, you could send them back to Topps, just throw a big X on there, and Topps would just throw it in their old back stock and either destroy them, or luckily enough, somebody like Baseball Card Exchange would go find them in some old, garage or business or something. So, but I did get 2 unopened packs of the '84 Topps football,
Nice.
And so I'll be opening these live on an episode. So hopefully, maybe
Who are the
next
key rookies in that?
This is the Marino rookie, the John
Oh,
Elway rookie, the Eric Dickerson rookie, the Howie Long rookie, the Daryl Green
That's
rookie.
the 80s, right?
Yeah, this is I think no, Kozar was 86. So this is like the set to go after because of all the Hall of Famer rookies in it. And I mean, Elway and Marino are, you know.
Brian, what's your best find in a raw pack? Like, not, you know, the crazy, you said people were weighing packs and all the madness. Just what's your best? I'm going to open.
And were you aware of it when you got it?
Yeah.
So my best find when I was a kid was if you guys remember when Michael Jordan decided to go play baseball.
The White Sox Upper Deck.
Yeah, the Upper Deck Upper Deck was doing minor league cards at the time, and me and my dad would go to these, you know, card shows, and we went to it was like a semi-national show that they did. They called it the TriStar Show, and it was a traveling show, and they did TriStar here in the Valley that one year, and so my dad would go with me, and he would pick my packs just because he was lucky. So, you know, it was like gambling, you know, you do things the same. So he picked the pack, and I pulled the one in, at the time we thought it was super rare, but it was like 1 in a 10,000 or 1 in 1,000 gold version of the Michael Jordan. And so that, as a kid, that was my best pull at the time because the guy on the spot offered me $150 for it. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to keep it. But
I mean, it's still 300. I mean,
yeah. Well,
was that like the electric diamond or whatever? That
yeah,
they had?
yeah. So
I pulled a Gretzky electric ice once. That was like my biggest as a kid.
When I was doing the stuff on the PSA boards, we would get the wax stuff, and we would, you know, buy the cases, and we would dole out, you know, the packs. We got a 81 Topps football cello box, and the guys at Baseball Card Exchange, you know, would open the box, and then they were really good about it. They would, even if no matter who they saw on top or what, that third pack, whoever chose the third pack went to that person. So I bought 3 packs of the 81 Topps football. I think that they were like $50 at the time or $40 something. And the second pack of the 3 packs had the Montana rookie on top, unopened. Wow. So that was one of the ones that I graded. And talking about that, I just picked up another on top rookie. And this is when I was growing up, this was my favorite player. And it's a Lawrence Taylor rookie on top of an 82 unopened Topps football cello. So that's my pickups.
Cool.
I don't have any pickups, so I'll share. Well, kind of. So this is for YouTube. I'll share what I picked up for my local comic shop owner. So my wife and I were down in New Orleans for a vacation / work conference of mine, and we're at this little shop, and she saw this comic thing, and she's like, "What about this, honey?" Jokingly, and I was like, "Perfect. That is perfect for my LCS owner." So I got him this little Ziploc satchel, and
oh my gosh,
he is of a certain persuasion. For those of you watching on YouTube, so he's definitely gonna love this, and so inside,
wow.
Inside I threw. He's growing a beard as well, so I got him some beard oil too. But so he's gonna love that. But anyway, so as far as a Paul's problem, I'll date myself a little bit. I had to look this up. I had a Palm Trio 750 cell phone back in the day with a extra large battery on it, and the phone would just mess up all the time. And, you know, back in the day when you could remove a battery from your phone, that was one of the ways. Rather than restart it, you just rip the battery out. And so I'm in the elevator at my college, and I take the battery out, and I'm walking out the door, and I drop it, and so here's the elevator between the elevator and the actual floor. And am I presenting, Dino?
Yeah, you're on. You're good.
All right, so here's the gap. So my battery goes like this, bounces up, twists, and falls down the shaft. And so I had to go to the secretary. I'm like, hey, so I just dropped my battery down the elevator shaft. She's like, she thought I was messing with her. I was like, no. So whenever you guys can get that, let me know. And I think I got it a few days later, but I was just like, really? Of course. I mean, I just watched
That
it.
could
in
only
slow
happen to
motion.
you.
I know. I could have kicked it. I could have.
Whenever you drop your keys down a well or one of the sewer grates, you just kick that shit like 30 yards, dude. Whatever,
yeah,
man.
exactly. I just watched it in slow motion. Just go.
That's funny.
So that's all I got. Ben, what'd you pick up at C2E2?
Wait. Let me go, and then we'll have Ben because Ben's got probably the haul of the century over there.
No.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I have three. So I ordered this through Robert Hack's website. So he actually signed it. So
Oh, sweet.
yeah, I thought it was cool.
Is that your first auto from him?
Yeah. I thought it wouldn't be as cool as it was because, I mean, his signature is not, I mean, it's not like Stegman or something crazy, McFarlane, but it's not bad. It's decent.
It's better than Hughes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I thank him for that. That's cool.
That's a solid signature.
I'd say it sucked, but since it has those two little lines on the bottom, it's badass.
Badass, brother.
Hack equals.
And then since everybody's on the
Dino, I think you're going to be the next guy to get a Stein where Hack's going to see all your covers and do a sketch for you.
I don't know. I mean, no, he's seen it. He commented on my Instagram or on a Forgotten Five Instagram. He messaged me. Yeah.
There you go.
Cool dude.
That's how it starts.
Yeah. And then everybody's on the Golden Age kick, so I got to be out on it too. So I have the first Dennis the Menace in comics.
Nice.
I don't know.
I'm waiting for Ben C to chime in on that one.
I know. I'm waiting. I know he's listening, so he should be cool.
Actually, he showed up in a soap wrapper in 1928.
You guys are morons. I don't even know why I got you guys on the podcast. So basically, the top staple is detached from the cover, which is kind of an issue. But for the price I paid, I saw one on my comic shop it was like a 0.5 that's got destroyed, and that was like $239 they wanted for it. So I mean, I looked. There's a couple floating around eBay. Somebody wants some ridiculous amounts of money. And Ben C says this is a hard one to find. So
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I knew it was cool. It's one of those things where you're gonna have to wait for your buyer. You know what I'm saying? It's a total flip book for me, but you have to wait for your buyer on this one probably. I mean, it's one of those nostalgia things that I bet you all the millennial kids won't even care about. It'll be some old school guy. So, but that's that one.
That's almost barely relevant to us.
I know. I used to watch a lot of Dennis
the Dairy Queen kid.
I mean, that's true. That's probably where we know him.
Yeah. I used to well, Dennis the Menace had that movie, remember, with Christopher Lloyd as the villain?
I like that movie.
Yeah. I think it was Christopher Lloyd, right? I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I have this. Everybody else thinks hopefully it's funny. So I have an IOU from Chung for 6,000 comics right now. I made sure it was a smiley face too. So we bought 6,000 comics from Chung. So that's our. I don't have them, but yeah,
there's probably cool stuff in there.
I hope so. I mean, they're just dollar books. They're 20 longs we bought from them for Heroes Con in Charlotte. So
just fodder.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna deliver them to us. So I'm putting him on the spot. So
it's official. It's been put in writing, so it's real.
I know he missed his flight for C2E2. Hopefully, he doesn't miss Heroes Con. That would be terrible. But no, that's all I got. So we'll see. And thanks for Chung for hooking us up on a deal too. I mean, it was I talked to a couple people. It was a fair deal for what we got him for. Yep. So I think it wasn't. I don't think it was that bad. So, that's all I got. So
who else? Wood, you got anything?
I don't have anything, but I'll just take the time to say Thanks to everyone that's in the chat. We got a bunch of people in the chat right now, so that's pretty cool. And if you would, please click that thumbs up button for us. Like this video.
Like and subscribe. Like
yes.
and subscribe.
If you aren't aware, Google Plus is going away. So CBSI, you can find us on MeWe, comicbookinvest.com, Instagram, and we're also on Facebook. So those are my pickups.
We are everywhere.
Everywhere. And Tales from
we are
Flipside,
Legion.
We're going to add to that. Tales from Flipside has their own Instagram page. So follow that. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool. We're posting a lot of good stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
Some bozo on Instagram did a video about us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tuber Tuesday.
Yeah. I didn't really like that guy. I don't like his channel.
Yeah, a-hole, total a-hole.
I'm gonna hit him up with copyright.
Yeah, right. Copyright strike that.
I'm gonna demonetize his whole platform.
Stupid man's comics.
Hey,
outrage culture, baby.
Don't take my $10 a month from YouTube monetization.
I'm gonna do it. Brian's got a family to feed. Fuck that.
I'm losing my ramen noodle budget.
Right.
We cost him money every time he shows up on this show.
I know, it's terrible. So I'm gonna put Mr. Stein on, and he's gonna talk about the greatest event that I should have went. Stein, I feel bad about it, dude. I should have went. I was feeling terrible though.
That's all right. That's all right. I did miss you though, but I had multiple pause problems while I was there. So I'm muted.
I think I'm.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I can hear you.
Oh, I'm good. Okay.
Yeah.
I had multiple pause problems, so that's not a good thing. But I'll just throw a couple things on here that I picked up there. I got two of these. These are for Reagan and for McClay. But I did get the Frazone, the gold.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they look. You guys can fight over the numbers. One's number 58 and the other one's 59, I believe.
Awesome.
So
do rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, they really are gorgeous.
Scotty, you gonna throw that in a t-shirt press? Get that nice and flat?
Nah, dude, I'm gonna take him to Mike. I got a framer guy now.
Oh,
I got a guy.
look at you.
Ben, if you fold that up, you might be able to ship it for less.
Don't give him any ideas, Paul.
I'm gonna just go through a couple things here I picked up for some people that I actually probably should have picked up for myself, but somebody wanted me to get a Frazone autograph, so that one got that one covered.
She's such a nice. She's so nice, isn't she?
She is. And I did get actually.
Was it free still?
Oh yeah. She had a little bucket there for to pay for her dog's surgery or something. So I threw some money in there for the posters and for that book, and then I got I ended up actually taking what is it? She did a Detective Comics variant. I think it's number 40 or something like that.
Yep.
I had a really nice copy of that, so I actually had her sign it, and I subbed it for SS. So I thought that was kind of different because I don't really see very many SSs of Batman from her. Most of her,
right
yeah.
there.
So that one. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool.
What was that, Scott?
This is a print of. This is the Detective 40.
That's a real nice
cover. Yeah, this is in my opinion a sleeper. It's a 1 in 25 variant.
Yeah, you don't see it that often.
So if I can, since we're on her, what's her history? Where did she go to, like art school, or is it?
So I actually sat in on one of her, or she did a panel with her and Frank.
Cool.
Yeah, her, Frank Cho. Who else was there? Jason Fabak, Tyler Kirkham.
Wow, that's a nice panel.
Derek Chu and Art Germ were all up on the panel at once. And she actually kind of went through some of the stuff. She actually had formal training. She brought up, she talked about her Metallica poster. She also mentioned that she was like, I guess sometimes that people think my Wonder Woman looks like Jennifer Connelly. She goes, I think I actually subconsciously use her as my backdrop, as like I'm using her as my inspiration for those. So she goes, I didn't really pay attention to it until I saw that, or until somebody started mentioning it, and then I was like, oh,
Well, she has that one that looks exactly like Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
and
it literally looks like Connelly.
Yeah, and she pretty much admitted that that's who it is. So yeah, so she went to school and kind of I guess she said like pretty much like who was it that interviewed her a couple years ago for CBSI?
Was it Mike Morello?
Was that who it was?
I think it was, yeah.
And what's her first published work?
That was that. No. Her first. Well, her first work was that hack slash Oz. It didn't come out before the Voltron, but she did it before the Voltron.
Some trivia tonight. What is it?
I mean, but don't we always go with don't we always go with published?
I don't know. I mean,
unless you know the facts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in her mind, the first is what she did first. I mean,
what is it again?
What? It's hack slash. I don't remember what number it is.
Slash the series number 14.
It does not even look like Frozone.
It's a.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She had that weird dog on it.
It's It's a Wizard of Oz take on the Yellow Brick Road.
I'm mispronouncing her name. We always say Frozone, but she said it was Frizzin.
Frizzin?
She said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
okay. Jenny Frizzin.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that she knows how to pronounce her name.
It's like prison. It's like
I
prison.
don't know. You know what? I don't know that maybe she doesn't know better than us. You know?
I mean, it's like prison. It's like prison, but with an F.
Yeah, did you stand up?
Right?
Did you stand up and say that's wrong?
So like what is it? Sienkiewicz is, but everybody says Sienkiewicz, but on his website it's actually got the pronunciation on his website Sienkiewicz because I think he's
hack slash number 14B.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is I'm kind of pissed off that C2E2 happened. I'm not pissed off at Ben for talking about it, but me, Ben, and Z talked about it after the show the other day about how I finally saw an issue, a copy of that show up on eBay about a month, maybe 15, 20 days ago, and I put a snipe on it for like, I don't know, $120. I think it sold for like $200. Wow. And but like 3 days ago, I got to buy it now on one for $75. So it's the first I've seen those pop up on eBay. And geez, I think I've only seen 3 on eBay in probably 4 or 5 years. It's called Hack Slash the Series. So it's different than the regular Hack Slash. It's called Hack Slash the Series.
Is there a slash though or a space?
It's just
it's just don't entertain him, Brian. Don't entertain him, Brian. Just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Is it a dash or a squiggly dash or
slash?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Oh.
And there's 3 variants for that book, so usually you see the other 2.
Oh gosh. I can't believe Paul's asking those questions.
Look on the cover. There's a little.
We gotta up the quality of the show.
Yeah.
All right. So a couple other ones that I picked up. Somebody asked me to pick them up an Art Germ sketchbook. So I got that. Somebody asked. Yeah, I think so. Somebody asked for an Ashley Witter autograph. So that was pretty cool. She was doing a lot of commissions while she was there.
Nice cover.
She's actually really good. Like I was looking at some of her stuff. She had a lot of her covers there. And if I would have had the money, I think I probably should have bought it. But she had several because she does those X-23 covers, and
nice.
Yeah, she had the original for the. I think it was number. Huh?
The OA. The art?
Yeah. At her table. For one of the issues was like where X-23 is like this, and what is it? Gabby is right behind her, so she's right there. Both are on the cover. It was really nice. I mean, I think she was wanting $2,000 for them, but I mean, it was actual cover art.
That's a debatable purchase right there.
Yeah, there was one, and I'm not really a huge Squarriors fan, but the Squarriors, the Midtown variant that they had, where it's like the Game of Thrones one. She did that cover art, and she had the original cover art for $1,000, and I contemplated it because it's a sweet cover. But yeah, so she was really nice. This is the thing I got from the panel from going into that thing. It's like a little print
cool.
with Batman 80 Years, but on the back, it's actually like an artist could draw. It looks like an interior,
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool. So I think
around it.
Yeah. So I think people were actually getting artists to draw on the back of this. So it was kind of cool. So there was that. What were the? It's not a book. It's just it's a print. It's a Batman 80 Years. It's just a print. It's not a book.
It'd be super cool if that was on a book, though.
Yeah, I think so too.
They should do like a variant month cover like that.
Yeah, like a 1 in 25.
So,
and then do a second print 1 in 25.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That was really the only a couple other like exclusive things that I got from there. I did pick up 2 of the Art Germ Catwoman foils. I didn't really get into the other foils. I don't think the foils really have much.
No, I think they're PC books.
Yeah, but so I got 2 of these for just because it's Art Germ or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I got this for Wood.
Yeah, Paul Green.
So he was happy with that. That's a C2E2 exclusive.
I think selling for like $40 online.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, well, good for you.
Well, it looks like Wood's not getting one now.
Yeah.
I shipped it.
I got a PayPal refund.
And then right before I got into the CGC line, like on Friday morning, I was able to pick up some of these dark red Virgins, number 200. I got 2 of the Kincaids, which I didn't even know there was a Kincaid. So I got those 2. Those are numbered to 100. And then I picked up 3 of the Gunderson Virgin ones or whatever. So
what publisher is this?
That's Aftershock. Isn't it Aftershock?
Yeah, Aftershock. Dark red.
It looks like that. Nope.
No, it's Aftershock. It's it's that dark red that just came out or whatever. Which I didn't realize at the time, but because it's Tim Seeley, who does Hack Slash or whatever. And his brother is Jenny Frzone's husband. So they set up next to each other at shows. But he actually had another variant sitting at his table that was a Tim Seeley C2E2 exclusive, but I didn't get that one. Yeah, so other than that, I mean, I didn't really pick up. I mean, I got some $5 books that are nicer than $5. Dino, I did get a Monocyte 1 in 10 variant, which is impossible to find. So I did. No. Monocyte was like I think I put it on a ghost hunting list.
Yeah, it was a ghost hunting one. Did I get a 9.8 or was it a 9.6?
I think you got a 6.
I think I had a 6 on it.
They're
it's hard, man.
Yeah, they're hard to find to start, but they're really hard to grade. And then I guess
Ashley Wood, right?
I can't remember who did the.
I think Ashley Wood did one of them.
Hey Dino, check out the Flipside Hangout. Have you seen this hat cover?
Hold on, I'm sorry.
I got a question, Stein.
Yeah.
You don't go to a ton of cons. You've been to a few.
Yeah.
And every year Indy is right before C2E2, and everybody's saving their money to go, and then I always hear disappointing stories. Tell me your overall con experience.
It was packed. I could not believe the number of people that were there. When I got there, I drove up Friday morning, and there I'm looking up at the sky again. I drove up.
Instagram was on fire, dude. So many people from like all the Instagram sellers out there.
Oh my gosh, there was.
Like Nerdy Girl was there, a whole bunch of people.
I think this year was the first show of the season, though. It was the opener.
Well, Emerald City was last week. Yeah, it was last week. I don't know. I got there at 9, thinking, okay, well, I'm an hour before. That's right when the VIPs or whatever are getting in. And man, I walked in, and there was just a sea of people that were waiting to get in. They got everybody in really fast. Even after once 10 o'clock hit, I mean, I was not anywhere close to the front, and they got everybody in 10 minutes. I mean, they did a great job of getting everybody in.
Take
Man,
notes.
Baltimore needs to freaking take lessons from them.
Was there a VIP 30-minute window?
I think they opened it at 9, maybe, for the VIPs. But it was, I mean, I couldn't believe the number of people. But yeah, I mean, but the building itself there was just enormous. I don't know if Javits is bigger than McCormick, but that McCormick is enormous. I don't think I've ever been in a convention hall that big, and that was only one side. That was like the west. That was the east. Yeah, the east side of the convention center. They actually had a west side as well, but I really don't know. But yeah, I mean, it was different than Indie, because I think Indie didn't really have they don't really have exclusives. They don't really have. Yeah, so I mean, it's
more just buying stuff. Like Indie's not nothing special there.
Have you done Baltimore?
I've never been to Baltimore. No, I mean, when Philip Chung was there, and he said, because I guess he's been to Baltimore before, and he said this one was much bigger, much bigger than Baltimore.
Were the books bigger? That's my question. The comic scene, like, because I know there's more.
Yeah, I mean,
more cosplay sellers and all that stuff. And
I mean, the cosplay was ridiculous. I mean, it was crazy. The gaming portion was crazy.
Mystery boxes.
Yeah, there was some of the mystery boxes that you see at every show.
It is an entertainment con.
It is
comics.
It is. I mean, the big guys were all there. I mean, like Graham Crackers was there, but they didn't really have any cheap books. It was all their big dollar books.
New Force was there. They had big books.
Yeah, I mean,
on Instagram a bunch of stuff.
Did Graham Cracker have any of their older variants?
I didn't really. All I saw from Graham Crackers was like their their big Silver Age.
Like AO-15 is a
key, yeah, their big Silver Age keys. I mean, that's even the boxes that they had were all Silver Age, backstock or whatever. It wasn't. I didn't really see any like variants or anything like that from what they brought to the show. Yeah, I mean, there was a few guys that I don't know how they afforded. I mean, there was a few of the where every book was $2 or something like that. I don't know how they do that, but I mean, it was different.
They move volume, man. Those guys just move volume all.
I guess. I mean, I guess you do, but I mean, still, I mean, you're there for 3 days, and even if you sell, $6,000 in 3,000 $2 books,
that's a lot.
I mean, that's a lot of volume, but
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, most of those booths had 4 or 5 guys working at it at once. I mean, you're talking hotels, and I mean, it's just I don't.
Do you think it's worth it to set up?
It depends. I guess it would probably just depend on. I think the ones that probably actually do well are the ones who have both decent books and some of the $2, the $2 stuff where they can, just move that stuff out of the way.
It keeps traffic coming.
Yeah. But it was so crowded. I mean, so crowded.
I think if you're smart, you're using those low dollar books to pay the rent, and the high dollars pay, the wins.
Profit.
Yeah, even DeMayo said Torpedo was even there. And they came all the way from Vegas, right?
Yeah, Torpedo. Bedrock was there. They're from Texas, right?
Yeah. Yep.
They were there.
Philip Chung says a booth at NYCC was $2 to $3K last year. So I would imagine C2E2 is probably in the same ballpark.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, and so you figure those ones that were $2 books where they had 150 long boxes. I mean, they had to have what, 4 booths?
Yeah.
So that's what's that? $8,000, $12,000.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of books you got to move.
You got to move a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what Ben says. You got to have huge books to really survive in that scene.
Yeah, I mean, I
know a lot of people who go in the quarters on those booths. Like I was talking to one of the girls, and she was at NYCC, and she rented out a space inside the booth for her books. You know what I'm saying? For like one booth, like 4 people split it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's what we do, IndieCon style.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's on such a bigger scale than that. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think I like the way that you guys, did IndieCon. it worked, and you guys always had enough big dollar books and lower dollar books to appease kind of both sides of the fence. I mean, all those high dollar books, I mean, it's like at any show, they're all way overpriced. And you almost feel like you can't even really even ask because you're like, well, even if they come down 20%, they're still over market. And it's like, I don't even really want to ask.
Double eBay doesn't give you any room to work with.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you just don't even feel like you have a chance to even.
Well, that was my problem too. Like we were looking at buying like creator books and stuff like that. And it's like, I knew I couldn't pay. I couldn't be cheap enough. You know what I'm saying? I mean, was there any dollar book scenes there? I mean, I've been to a couple of cons and there was like no dollar books there. It was all like $5 and up. There is no dollar books.
Oh, no. There were several. Like I said, the one, gosh, what's the name of that one? Comics for Less or something like that.
Yeah, they're at every show.
Yeah, I mean, every book they had was $2, so it's like.
But were they bag and boarded?
Yeah, and brand new boards and bags. I mean, they were clean. They were easy to go through. I mean, they were set up nice. But I'm just thinking, man, you just got to move a truckload of books to even break even. And
you hear that, Chung? It better be brand new boards. No, I'm joking.
But I mean, I'm trying to think. It was good. I mean, it was. I think I probably would have had. Yeah, I'd go back. I mean, I think honestly, after I told myself I was not going to sub on site, and then I ended up taking. Well, I took one silver book, one Silver Age, and then 5 moderns. And
what a great! Are they still in your book bag?
Well, I had to.
Is this one of Paul's problems?
It was bad. I mean, I ended up. Well, what's really even worse is I ended up having to leave because my daughter's birthday was today. So I needed to get back for a birthday party last night. And I waited around yesterday, sitting in the parking lot, thinking, okay.
Don't do a wait for grading, man. You were always last books out every time.
Now I feel really bad because if I would have went, I would have stayed, and then I could have just picked them up for you.
Well, I mean, and I was one of the.
We sat there for hours.
I mean, I was one of the first in line. So, and people were getting back.
Problem, dude. It's always
don't be first in line. Don't be first
like
in line.
Middle.
I wasn't first in line. I mean, I was probably, I don't know, 30 people back or something like that.
They are like 100.
AGC is first in, last out.
But I mean, the silver I got back on Saturday. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll get these, moderns back. And I sat in the parking lot to the very last second. I was like, I got to go. I drive and I get an hour outside of Chicago, and then I get the notice that they were done. And, yeah. So, but I couldn't turn around at that point. Yeah. So they'll just ship them back to me, which kind of irritated me because one of them was I submitted the CBSI Untamed variant, hoping to because there's none graded. So I was hoping to be first to market on that, but
there's none graded.
Not in the census, or there's none that show up on the census.
What grade you get?
The graded ones are all CBCS.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many. I just know.
Yeah.
I know of a set or two.
I thought it was a 9.8. It came back a 9.6. So I was a little bummed. Actually, of the 5 books that I submitted, 4 of them came back a grade lower than I was expecting. So yeah. So I ended up with 3 9.6s, a 9.4, and a 9.8 on the moderns. But
what was your 9.8?
It was the Black Cat Campbell that I picked up in that.
Oh God.
Yeah. So I mean, that was.
Nice,
I mean, that was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's $1,000 book. So I mean, I'm fine with that one.
I'm sure you are.
But the other ones. I mean, I submitted the because I looked at them. And I'm still a little surprised.
You're gonna crack it and try to read.
Did they give graders notes?
Yeah, every one of them said light
scuffing,
light bend or something. That's all it said was light bend.
That means they got manhandled. That's what it has. That's what it is.
Those cons, man.
I know, and so the ones I was expecting. So what I sent was, I don't know if I can. How do you share this screen again?
It's on the top left, the little green arrow thing.
So these are the 5 that let's see, share. So can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the 5 that I submitted.
Did you seriously just submit half of the connecting cover?
Yeah, I didn't do the Niobe one just because there's not a first appearance in that. I only did the Untamed because it's the first appearance.
I just would have thought it would be hard to do one without the other.
So for those that are not watching this, I submitted the Untamed CBSI variant, got a 9.6. I submitted the He-Man Dotson variant, got a 9.6. Yeah, I was thinking that was a 9.8. I submitted the Black Widow 6 Campbell. I thought that was a 9.8. I still don't know what I had a 9.6 before, and this one was way nicer. I don't know how that got a 9.6. And then I got a 9.8 on the Black Cat Campbell, and then the Delato X23. I thought it was a 9.6, and it got a 9.4. So yeah, it was a little.
You guys gotta crack them, and
those were not pressed.
Yeah, I mean, I probably will. I probably. I mean,
you're in. I mean, it's not like you spent $1,000 on a book.
No, I didn't. No, I mean, I didn't really have anything in them, but I was. I mean, if the Delato came back at 9.6, I was just going to keep it for myself. I don't want a 9.4. I'd rather have. But I don't need a 9.8 either.
I'll buy the 9.4 from you.
And the other ones, I probably won't. I'm probably not gonna keep them anyway either. The Black Cat, I don't know because I've got the Black Cat Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah,
so
that's a nice one.
So now I've got both in 9.8, and I don't know if I want to keep that or what I want to do with that.
Those Black Cat Campbells. Listen, I don't chase many modern variants, but those to me are standouts.
Yeah, it's so hard to get.
I sold mine twice.
If there's a top 10 modern variant, listen, there's the Devo list. Those are definitely approaching the top 10. They just stand out.
I mean, it's 6, and you know what's funny is out of the top 10 variants, how many does Del Auto have? The 667, the X23, right? Del Auto. I mean, would you throw
the ASM 687, right?
Yeah,
the Mary Jane Venom one.
Yep.
That's not Del. Yeah.
But no, I'm just saying, like, how many Del Autos out there? What, 3 out of 10, maybe? 4 out of 10?
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, I actually went back and looked at DeVoe's list. I can't believe it's 3 years old now.
It needs a reading.
It does. I mean, I was looking at some of them. I mean, even because I think the 667 Gelato was number 1 then. But he was like, oh, there was like a $3,000 sale. Well, I mean, that's like a $12,000 book now. I mean, it's not even close. So I mean,
678 still up there. I mean, it's crazy how the books. I mean, you know, and like, is Winter Soldier up there? That Winter Soldier.
It was on the list. I mean, and it probably, I think it's pretty much the same price as it was 3 years ago. It's not really gone either way.
It would be interesting. You know how they do it every year on ESPN of like picks or like teams, like power rankings up and down. It'd be interesting to do a power rankings of like the variant list from the old, where it was on the old list and the new list and the spots up and down, you know?
The thing is, our boy Hughes is not probably on it that much.
I mean, Supergirl, Legion of Superheroes, you know, I mean.
Was that even on there then? I'm assuming it was.
It's in the middle, but that book has not moved in 3 years, and it boggles my mind.
I think the people that have them are keeping them,
but it's not going up. It like all
it's not rare.
It's not, but it's still there's 109.8s, maybe 110.
Like, I'm just looking at the list now. I just pulled it up on the. I guess I don't know what's. Let me screen share this. Let me see if I can do this.
Okay. I just think that one is. It's kind of like watching. Remember the old ASM 300 theory of a book is the same price forever until all of a sudden it's not. And
so we can do the top 10 really quickly, I guess. So like, we should save this for another show. But like 667 is probably number 1 still, right? In everybody's mind. I mean,
Siege is definitely not number 2 anymore.
Yeah, Siege is not number 2.
I never liked that book.
There's no way that Walking Dead is that high anymore.
The Campbell might still be up there.
Campbell's not that high.
Number 2 is fucking Hush.
Yeah,
totally.
This is still making sales. I mean, I don't know what 90.
Yeah, I'd say probably 5 or 6 is right where that Spider-Man book should be.
This Spawn, I haven't seen this. I've been looking for this. I still haven't seen it.
Probably hasn't sold since then.
Yeah,
funny, all the Walking Dead's on there.
Yeah, that Spawn is just a non-existent book.
Yeah, I mean it's just crazy. Transformers Unicron variant. I don't know.
That may still be there because it hasn't sold since.
Does this probably go down? I don't know.
I think that one still might be a top 10. That Black Panther.
Real quick, a funny story about the Unicron one. That the only one I ever saw sold was the one that brought it up on this list, and that was sold by Jesse James Comics. He put it up for $1, and it's sold for like I don't know, like $1,500 or something, whatever it said on there.
Not in the top 10 of this list.
I'm sorry, what?
Was Hush really not on the original top 100?
No. Even look at that Saga RRP. I mean, back then it was. I mean,
now it's $3,000.
It basically went down to 1900. So I mean, it was well over $2,500.
X23. Here's that Spider-Man or that Black Cat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that Saga RRP.
Oh, there's Hush.
There's Hush.
But I mean, Hush right now is.
Oh my God, $740. I wish I bought one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a $5,000 book.
Hush and Delato are 1 and 1A.
Dude, this is and we told this story a million times. Dude, me, Scotty, and Tony had a bunch of these. We had so many.
I'll tell you what. If it was up to me, you're talking Hush and the Delato 1A, 1B. I would rather have the Hush.
I would too.
But I'm just saying, at that time, 3 years ago, it was number 15.
Mm-hmm. This is a hard book to find too. Still, this Uncanny 20, man.
Yeah,
but that's about the same price. I mean, that really hasn't moved much in price.
And, the Batman Superman is actually the same price too. That damn thing
is down. This is down because of that cargo hold.
The Iron Man 512. So.
Oh, there's one. There's one. There's not on the list. There's a stinker.
We can never go home again.
Cover though, I love that cover.
I occasionally look for it on eBay and I never see it.
I honestly think that I think that Campbell, that Danger Girl Ruby Red would probably jump all the way up into the top 10 as well, and I've not seen it yet.
Oh boy,
DuckTales, buddy, DuckTales.
Yeah. There you go.
There's a Ruby Red 24.
Yeah, I would think that's probably well over what that is.
That's a top. No way, that's not a top 10. Maybe a top 5 Danger Girl.
Yeah, right here. This one. Deadpool 45, the horn.
That thing. Yeah, that one's way down.
Chromium. Oh, here we go. That's a hard book, man. I mean,
Lizard.
I remember, Scotty, we saw that one in Baltimore, dude, and he wanted big money.
Honestly, that's my favorite Campbell cover.
It is. It is mine too, dude.
But that's probably not. I mean, the price has probably not gone up that terribly much from that.
No,
I think $600-$700 now for a raw.
$700 for a raw, but it's still not near mint. I think it's beat still, right?
Well, I'm just saying the average price is about 6 or 7. I mean,
did I pick one of these up? No, it wasn't those. This one's.
I'll tell you what, 19 is gone. That one, the Ditko.
Yeah.
29. That book is shooting up.
Yeah.
Every time I see that book for sale, it's higher than the last time I saw it.
Yeah, you know what? I seen a couple of these, and I've been passing on them, dude. I don't know.
Ben, didn't the guy on the Facebook page have that book?
Yes.
That it was signed by Stan Lee, but it was signed. How did he sign it?
Stanley Lieber.
Yeah.
He signed it with his actual name. Yeah. It yeah, it was I think it might have been a 9-4, but I would have been like, who cares? I mean, the fact that Stan Lee signed it, Stanley Lieber.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times did he do that?
I saw some random book that his brother and him signed, and I was like, what? I didn't even know it was his brother, but my son did a report on Stan Lee and was like,
that Gamora is going down.
Wait, why has he signed this book?
Ben, do you still have your red hood? That red hood you found a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I still have the red hood.
That puppy is a weird one. It's not gone down. It's not gone up. It just sits.
It holds.
Gamora is dropped. That's like a $200 book now.
Zenoscope stuff. Hey, everybody's hating on Zenoscope. Batman 1 and 200.
Way down.
Yeah. I always debate buying that 1 and 200. And
I saw a Chromium. I sent it to the boys. What did they do? Want 800? I think for it.
Yeah.
You wanted 800.
I mean, but honestly, I mean, wouldn't you think the Spider-Man 1, the gold newsstand, I mean, wouldn't that those are selling for more than? I mean, that's what it 9/8 or what, $2 grand?
It's the same.
Freaking that Turner sketch of Old Man Logan's down.
Yeah.
You know what? Where's that? Hold on one second.
That Skeletor. That thing's gonna jump way up.
What about that? What about that one book? God, I just had it in my head. I was thinking about this Avengers comics. It was something else. I'll come back to it. Maybe it's on the list.
So as we're scrolling through the list, should we talk about it? Because I don't know. I parlayed it into an accent. The
oh, look at that, 7.5 for 200. Oh god.
The Old Man Logan Turner. You know, the storyline on fire. Old Man Logan now is kind of ice cold, and now we're watching Immortal Hulk be nuts, and Marvel just cash grabbing the shit out of it.
I mean, how do you do a 1 in 25 variant and do a second print of it?
Is that really what's happening? I just want to make sure that's how we all think that's what's happening. Is that how we really understand it?
That's what's happening. They're doing a
they're doing a second print with a 1 in 25.
Different color.
And that's the first time that's ever been done, right?
I'm going to say this to everybody. Everybody, do not buy this book at all. We got to tell Marvel that this shit needs to stop.
And then there's like pre-sales for like $60.
White Widow last month had a variant of a second print. It was like a 1 in 5 or something like that. So it's not the first time it's been done, but I'm sure it's got to be the first time it's been done with a major publisher.
I mean, here's the thing. I haven't been paying attention. What is the whole big deal with this Immortal Hulk thing? Because I'm just ignoring it completely because I'm disgusted by it.
So they're coming out with a second print before the first print's even.
Because let me just ask a question, a serious question. Does anybody really care about Hulk?
Nope, I don't. I haven't bought in.
I mean, what the? I mean, I don't understand it. What's the point? Like,
I have heard a bunch of people say that they cannot believe they were never a Hulk fan, but they really enjoy the story, and they're not even Hulk fans. So
enjoying the story doesn't make the variant an $800 variant. Like,
look at Planet Hulk, even another Hulk story that was a critical success.
92, right?
Not worth anything.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I mean, Venom is a good story. I mean, those variants aren't $800. Like,
and here we go. I'm gonna parlay this one into another topic that we I don't know if we talked about last week, but Taskmaster, right? Taskmaster's coming out on Black Widow. So Avengers 196ers are rolling, but I mean, is 195 gonna rise up? Probably not. Are the other Taskmaster books that are out there gonna rise up? Probably not. I mean, I think 196 is the 9/8 of 9/8s, and that's all. I mean.
Yeah, I don't. When you're talking about the second print variant, variant of a second print, I don't know if I'm probably on the other side. I mean, I hate the idea that Marvel is using it to cash grab because it's obviously what they're doing.
Obvious cash grab, yeah.
But on the other side of me, because I love these books that you can't find, that nobody's ever heard of. I mean, gosh, that's pretty much what I mean. I've got a whole article based on books you can't find. Yeah. So I love those kind of books, and I love thinking about, okay, back in the 80s when Batman, when they came out with that second print newsstand of the first, Tim Drake as Batman or whatever, that's just an impossible book to find. Those kind of, that's kind of a variant of a second print, even but way back in the 80s. So the thought of I think what I would have liked for Marvel to have done is not announce this and just anybody that bought 25 copies, then they got this second print variant. And it would have been, if there is a first appearance or if it does somehow.
But nobody's going to buy 25 copies if
they may. Midtown. Some of the big places will. There's going to be some of these places that order 25, especially because it is Immortal Hulk. They are buying. They are buying a lot of these. I went in a lot of stores and they've got a lot of the second, third prints.
Are they selling now?
Yeah, they're selling. They're still selling out because people are just wanting. They can't get it. So I know that there are some stores that would have already been getting 25 copies. And the thought of having a variant out there, I mean, second print. So you figure the first print, if it was a 50,000 print run, the second print might have a 10,000 print run. You know, and then to have a variant of that would have been in my thought process of, I love these rare books that nobody knows about. That would have been a really cool one to throw in there.
Well,
and a year from now, people have been like, hey, I've got this second print. Why is the background color different on this? This doesn't make any sense.
Would you say Dice could have
now
that?
we're so far past that of everybody buys every second print. Everybody buys it all. Everybody knows, hey, this could be
who's buying these? That's what I want to know. Who is buying them? Is it speculators? Because we've seen that if speculators are the only people buying these books, they're not a good long-term hold.
Well, like Jack said in comments, the key is the limited amount of variants they've done. I guess it's 0 incentive since issue number 2.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room too? That cover is one of the freaking ugliest things I've ever seen.
Oh,
it's terrible.
Well, and it's a wraparound cover, which makes it even worse because you can't even see the backside of it in the bag and board. So I don't know.
But all they did is change the color for the second print.
Right. Which is similar to what DC does for a lot of their second prints. So I mean, or and honestly, even
terrible cover to start with.
It is. It's not a good cover, and it's Marvel doing a cash grab, but. If it somehow does have a first appearance, and 5 years from now, it could be a big book. I mean, if it's some kind of a special, if there is some kind of key to it, it could be a big dollar book. I mean, I can see that being really, really hard to find.
But can we talk about the other elephant in the room? Is we're specking on shit that
hasn't even come out yet.
No, but all right. What's the She-Venom? All of a sudden, that's hot again because Eddie Brock's kid might be that broad's wife. So we're talking about my baby's mama's ex-villain of Spider-Man. I mean, just
baby's kids.
The number of this is a Paul's problem of spec.
Yeah, this is. I don't like the way it's going. Where we're headed.
It's a bad idea to try. Honestly, I think in general. It's a bad idea to buy anything as a pre-sale and expect to. That's honestly what,
especially with the huge buy-in.
Yeah, with the first, the first prints. People were paying $100 for that first print variant. Well, in general, that's not a good idea to do up front because one, you don't know what is going on with these pre-sales. The seller can cancel it if they don't get the book. The buyer can cancel it if they just decide they don't want it. I mean, you don't really know if these are even real sales at all. So because there's actually nothing being, traded off. I mean, there's no actual transaction happening for a month. I mean, you don't know if any of this stuff is real. So I think it's a bad precedent in general to even spec on anything on a pre-sale. So I don't really have a whole lot of empathy for the people who might get burned on that because you're taking a risk by pre-selling and paying way over what it's going for when it's not coming out for a month. It just doesn't make sense to do that. So I don't really, but man,
I got a question. Is this, because I don't ever really remember this happening again. They're taking orders for a second print when the first print hasn't even come out yet.
Well, remember when Faith number 1 came out? Valiant released Faith first print and second print on the same day.
Well,
there was a lot of.
Well,
it is, but it's the same concept of, hey, we've already sold out, and there is a huge demand for it. We're just going to go ahead and we're going ahead and doing a second print. Now, I don't think this second print is actually coming out for 30 days, right?
Still,
Valiant is pretty fucking spec smart. They've just been smart. They market to spec, so they're a whole different animal.
I just think you got to have the first print come out first before you want to start talking about a second print. Because, how are these store owners going to be able to sell a first print when it's like, oh, the second print's coming up too? It just doesn't make sense to me at all.
I guess maybe. I'm not a store runner. I don't order from Diamond at all. I don't know if there was such so many orders that were coming in for reorders from comic shops that they kind of forced Marvel's hand. That could have very
then
easily happened.
why doesn't Marvel just print more of the first prints?
Yeah, but you don't want that. You don't want them to go back to print with this print on demand crap. I mean,
I don't want a
that
shitty second print either.
Well,
look, second prints don't really do well. Like, I mean, it's not who's buying the second prints. It's probably either speckers or people who didn't get the first print. But why not make enough of the first print? Like,
but think about this. So what about Die? The series Die, isn't that on 5th print right now?
Yeah, it'll be on the 5th
print.
I mean,
yeah, but they released the first print and then it sold out and there was demand for it, so they decided to do a second print.
And then a 3rd print and a 4th print.
You know what? I'm gonna laugh when Hulk 16 is sitting on the shelves. First print right next to second print, because that's what's gonna happen.
Well, I'll argue that Image is. I don't really give a shit. I don't buy most of these books or whatever. Fuck it, I don't care. But they also Image doesn't print 50,000 to start.
No.
Well, that's true too.
No, Die One had a print run of 28,000.
Didn't Image a year ago though say that they were going to print a whole lot more first print so they wouldn't have to go back to a second print?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
didn't. And then Outcast happened.
Well,
that's true.
That fucking book.
Die is 28,000. That's a pretty solid independent.
That's a big number, man. I mean,
it is. I mean,
there
but
were some numbers back in the day where Image was at 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Saga. I mean, if Saga is pretty much the benchmark now, I think Walking Dead it can't be considered a benchmark because it's too far ahead. I mean, Saga was like 40,000 maybe,
and that's doing very well.
Yeah, I mean, so I think if you're in that 20 to 30 range, I think you got good spec potential. But you get higher than that, you start really it gets a little too much. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, Marvel's printing what 60,000, 70,000 of these Hulk books.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I'll pick up the trade and read it and see how it is, but I just can't. I don't see the hype. I mean, it's friggin' Hulk. It's Hulk. Like, who cares about Hulk? Has anybody ever cared about Hulk except Hulk 181 and Hulk 340?
Joe Rogan cares about the Hulk because it's his favorite character.
I'm gonna tell you my personal thing. I've started to really love the first 50 Hulk issue covers.
They're cool covers, yeah.
Just because the green and the thing,
I like the logo.
But Planet Hulk was really good.
But Planet Hulk was good, yeah.
The Hulk is a strange character that can't seem to find a story. He's done 2 stories in 25 years.
I mean, but is that the same thing with Moon Knight? And I mean, we can go down the list if you want, right? I mean,
Moon Knight has a cult following. I don't really know that Hulk has a cult following. I don't know.
My brother-in-law, he used to read all kinds of stuff, and Hulk. He was a big Superman fan, but when it came to Marvel, Hulk was his favorite. I mean, he loved Hulk, and I think there's a part of Hulk that, for like my generation, where kind of we had Hulk on TV.
Lou Ferrigno era.
Yeah, I mean, and it was a. I don't know. The character was really relatable then, and it kind of is now. I mean, where it was just a sad story, and it was kind of a thing of he doesn't really want this, and it was, so it was kind of a sad thing, and you kind of related to it more so than Superman, who just could just blow everything away, and Batman because he was super rich, and some of these other characters that Hulk was just kind of relatable because when he was Banner, he was just kind of just like the guy, just he didn't have anything going on for him. So I can see that there's a lot more Hulk fans probably than you might think.
I think it was all a brilliant marketing strategy by Marvel because they're like, we're going to give you this shitty Amadeus Cho, totally awesome Hulk, and then we're going to give you this good Al Ewing Hulk story. And then bam!
That Amadeus Cho stuff was supposed to be pretty decent though when it first started, right?
I read like first couple issues of it and I didn't care too much for it. But
all right.
Me, I bought Immortal Hulk the first 5 issues just because of Alex Ross covers.
Yeah,
because he was doing the regular covers for it, and then I started reading some of it. It was I'm not caught up, but I enjoyed the first 4 issues of it, and I actually ordered the Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the trades on Amazon for $9 a piece.
Well, this month they should be hitting Marvel's online app, right? They're past that grace period.
I don't know. I read like 2 Marvel books now. You know what I hate about Marvel books? The goddamn ads. There's so many damn ads in it. Full page
Get off
ads.
my lawn.
It sucks, because it really takes you out of the story. Because you're like, why is Superman battling Doom
Like YouTube, man. It's
Doomsday in a Marvel book? Oh, it's a Snickers ad. Oh, okay. I don't know. Because I read a lot of Image books, and they're nice because there's no friggin' ads in it at all. It's a comic book. It's not a marketing tool to sell movies, to sell toys, to sell whatever.
You could ship the Image book medium mail, but not the DC.
I don't know. That's a good question.
No, it's not.
There is no ads in it, so technically it should work.
DeMeo brought up a good point about Immortal Hulk that I don't know if you guys brought this up, but just the fact that it was reader buzz that really carried that book more than anything, right? So if it's organic like that, that's reader buzz that's doing it. That's good for comics.
But I think it's reader buzz hitting speckers.
It's not organic if they're doing a second print before the first print comes out.
Yeah, I think there was reader buzz, but I think the Ross covers were so ridiculously good.
Yeah, they were good.
I actually went back through my phone a while back. I was looking through old pictures, and I had actually screenshotted the number 2 3 months before it came out. Like, oh my gosh, look at this cover. This is like the most unbelievable, cool looking cover. And then I forgot to buy the book. When it came out, even though I had screenshotted the picture, the picture of the cover from the previews, months before it came out, just because of how unbelievably good those Ross covers are. I'm standing behind that. Might be one of the greatest cover runs that I've seen. It's every single one of them is just unbelievable. Even the number 15 with the skydiving thing is just an incredible cover. If you didn't like Ross before, you've got to start liking Ross now.
I never understood why he isn't
He should be
popular, like as high up there with Campbell and Artgerm and Hughes.
He's undervalued, but he's appreciated, but he's undervalued.
He pilots the big boy books. He pilots books that are going to sell 100,000 copies.
Well, I think every Ross variant that comes out, so at 1 1/4, it's not cheap.
We had the 1 in 100 No Road Home that just came out last week. That's starting to shoot up.
That's 150 on Midtown. Yeah. So, all right, boys, you want to call this one? That's my cat's killer.
I saw that flash in the background.
Terrible, man. He's
ninja.
For him being sick, he's ready to roll on somebody.
Coming up to puke on you.
I know it's gonna be.
I'll tell you what. You guys, let us know in the comments what you guys think of the Immortal Hulk 16 second print. Are you buying it or not?
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting test case. I think it would have been better. It would have been a better test case with a better variant.
Or I think they should have done a 1 in 25 second print on a book that didn't already have a 1 in 25. Don't redo the second print of a 1 in 25. Like, pick one that had like a A and B regular price cover, and then on the second print of it, do a 1 in 25 with it.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting test case, because if they sell out, they're going to do it 1,000 times. They're just going to repeat it, and
it's going to be like storage.
That's my fear. That's why I'm so against it, because I just like when something works for them just once, they just try to ram it down your throat, man.
And then for next week, I'm actually going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about Deadly Class next week, I think. So hopefully some people watch it. So I watched it. That's a little preview for next week. I'm going to talk about Deadly Class.
Do you, first of all, before I spent any time this week watching it, would you recommend it?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I read the first. Now, as Scotty said, there's like 25,000 issues. I only got the first.
No, there's like 36.
Yeah, or 25,000.
How many's in there? Like, would you say 3 or 4?
No, 5 or 6 in each trade.
Yeah, so I got what 3.
15 or 18.
Yeah, so
It's a Detroit math.
I know.
Yeah.
So
He knows read about half.
I would recommend it. I would recommend it. It's really good. It's not something for the kiddos. Let's just put it that way.
I was gonna read it to mine at bedtime. No, I can't.
But for sci-fi, it's on sci-fi. So, but I'm saying there's a lot of cursing and like adult stuff for it. So it's not like one of those toned down things. It's like
I'll tell you what, they did really well with Happy.
Yeah,
I liked Happy a lot.
Happy is amazing. I wish I didn't like Happy, but I love it.
My dad loved it.
I hope they do make a season 2 out of it. So I mean,
They are. It's on right now. Happy or Deadly Class?
No, Deadly Class.
Oh yeah, they probably will.
Yeah, I mean it's really good. I think it's probably one of the better ones that's came out. Like, I mean, from a story development, from a antagonistic.
It's a great story.
It's a great story. So it's true to the actual books. It's not like Walking Dead where they create a character out of nowhere and it's like not in the book. So it's really good. So I heard Doom Patrol is really good too. Maybe I'll watch that too. So
Doom Patrol is not kid friendly, but it is funny as shit.
Yeah. So all right, boys. Maybe TV shows next week. So we'll see. We'll see what it's all about. So. Everybody knows CBSI, comicbookinvest.com for all your comic book needs, speculation, articles, shipping, how to ship books.
There's plenty of resources available to you.
Yeah, and if anybody's got questions, I mean, I'm sure we're all more than welcome to hit us up. So
thanks to all the people in the chat. I could go through a big long list, but
40 live, man, I like it.
Wow.
Getting more every week.
Smash that like, fellas.
Yep, subscribe too, man. We're getting subscribers every day, so we're making our little show into something nice. So
I will have a video posted tomorrow.
Okay.
Exclusive content.
Oh, exclusive content.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, give me fire again. All right, boys. So see you next Monday as usual.
All right.
Later.
See you
Later.
Good night.